All right, going live. Corley Moore, Firehouse Vigilance, weekly scrap, number 15. Today we are talking about toxic atmospheres and firefighting. I want to try and interact with you live, so if you watch this live and you have questions you want answers to, anything you think of, post it. I will try and interact with you. I'm not real good at that yet, but we'll work on it. Main thing I want to know first off, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching the video, where are you watching from? Post it if you would in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And with that, we'll get right into it. As firefighters, we work in some toxic environments. And I'm not just talking about the obvious black pumping smoke, high heat, low visibility conditions of a bad situation of a working structure fire, right? What I'm talking about is the stuff, not just the stuff we can look at and know instantly that's a toxic atmosphere. We don't want to breathe that. We want our SCBA. We want our breathing apparatus in place. We all know that we're not going to be breathing smoke. What I'm talking about is the toxic environments that we cannot see. Whether it be in overhaul, we try to avoid that stuff that can kill us in the short term and the long term. The toxic atmosphere, that's what I'm talking about. The stuff that we can't see, the odorless, the tasteless, the stuff that can be ready to explode in a nanosecond. And we have a tool, most of us have a tool available to us, we carry on our rigs to help us recognize these atmospheres and these environments to keep us out of those, because like I said, we're not going to go jumping off into a black cloud of smoke without our equipment in place. But when we can't see the danger, the toxicity, there's some bad stuff out there. Hydrogen cyanide, hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide, all sorts of explosive atmospheres. What do you say, Mr. Shipley? Welcome to the scrap. All sorts of explosive atmospheres. And maybe it could just be there's not enough oxygen in the environment to support your brain. You can't get... So we have our 4-gas monitors, our atmospheric monitors that we use to recognize these environments. And it is vitally important that each and every day that we are going to use these monitors, we calibrate them. We fresh air calibrate them. We calibrate them with the toxins and test materials that we want them to locate so that they can warn us and alert us when we are in a toxic environment. And the problem is, if we don't take care of these monitors, if we do not fresh air calibrate them, if we do not calibrate these monitors, then they will quit recognizing the toxic environments. They will stop alerting us when we get into those toxic environments if they are not properly calibrated. And that is why it is so important that each and every day we fresh air calibrate and say, hey, this is a healthy environment. This one is toxic. So, hey, if we get into this toxic environment, I want you to beep at me and let me know. And so that keeps us out of those toxic environments and keeps us safe. And that's why we have the 4-gas monitor. And so all this being said is to make a point on we have to keep ourselves fresh air calibrated. We have to keep ourselves calibrated. And I'm talking about in a toxic environment because not in the firefighting sense. This is in a mental health and psychology and working at the fire station and healthy environment. We have to stay grounded and calibrated and fresh air calibrated so that we do not think that a toxic environment becomes normal to us. This job takes a heavy price on us emotionally, physically, mentally. And if we don't keep ourselves fresh air calibrated, if we don't keep ourselves calibrated, then it's real easy to start thinking that the toxic environment or the weight is normal. And so this is why it is so important that we fresh air calibrate ourselves. And so how do we do that? I'm by no means a licensed counselor, psychologist, or anything like that. This is strictly Firehouse 101 kitchen table type stuff. And one of the three most important things you can do to keep yourselves fresh air calibrated and avoid thinking that toxic environments are normal is faith, family, and friends. And I've touched on these before, and I'll probably continue to touch on them probably for the rest of my career because I believe in them that much. And they intermingle, faith, family, and friends. Your friends can be your family can be your friends. Your friends and your family can be involved in your faith, and I don't think they're completely independent of each other. But you need one of them to be strong. And when I say by faith, I mean you have to believe in something. You have to have a belief in something that is bigger than yourself. I don't care which one. There's lots of them out there, and I'm not espousing one over the other. I know which one I am. I'm not a big religion guy, but I am a strong faith guy. And so have something you believe in that's bigger than yourself. It's one of the number one ways you can keep yourself fresh air calibrated. The next thing is family. And I am so blessed in my life to have come from a strong family that had just a strong foundation of interwoven relationships who supported each other. And not only that, but strongly based in faith. My father is a preacher, and so it has a lot to do with our family being so tightly bound together. And so if you have a strong faith and strong family, you have a strong foundation for whatever this job, whatever this life can throw at you, and being able to calibrate yourself to face any sort of toxic atmospheres that you can encounter. And the final of the three is friends. So faith, family, and friends. And I'm talking about friends that they can be in the fire service, they can be outside the fire service, but they can help ground you and, like I said, calibrate you for the toxic environments that you can face in this job. And again, no one willingly bear with the analogy, walks into a toxic environment without their SCBA in place. If you know it's there, you're going to put your armor on. You're going to protect yourself. This is all about keeping yourself to where you don't start thinking that the toxicity is normal. And to do that, the faith, the family, the friends. Very big deal. So check yourself. Invest time in keeping yourself calibrated so you can stay healthy for the long run, for the long time of doing this job, and the price and that it will take its toll on you and your soul, your psychology, your mental status, and your body. So all of those. This is strictly talking about the psychological and mental fresh air calibration. I hope the analogy works for some of you in calibrating yourself for those toxic environments. So that's a short bit of what I wanted to talk about this evening. I'm really excited about next week on the scrap. We've got Jarrod Sergi coming in. He is from Trial by Fire. He wrote the book. Just came out. No Nonsense Leadership. I know it's backwards. This is a fireman. This is a firefighter who wrote a book on leadership for firefighters. This is literally no nonsense. There's no frills, no fluff. This is strictly meat. It deals with everything from team building to trust building to discipline to communication. I'm almost done with it. I'm excited to finish it up, probably tomorrow. A great book. I can't, if you are a new company officer, I cannot suggest a better book that is easy to read and quick read that will get you the fundamentals of being a company officer. So that's it. No Nonsense Leadership. Jarrod Sergi. He will be on the scrap next Tuesday, the 26th. The special guest to talk about not only Trial by Fire, but his new book, No Nonsense Leadership. So I wanted to hype that book a little bit because I'm almost done reading. I haven't quite finished it yet, but about 80%. And it is worth reading, especially for a new company officer. What else have we got? I want anybody who knows firefighters out of state, different state than you're in. We're lacking 13 states to finish the goal of Firehouse, Vigilant in every state of the United States of America. So we need 13 more states. So go to firehousevigilance.com. There's a little menu up top that says The Vigilant. You can click on it and there's a map there. It'll show the 13 states that we're still missing. We're still missing like Arizona and Rhode Island and I think up north, Montana, Minnesota, Hawaii, and Alaska. We don't have anything outside the continental U.S. So if you know firefighters in there, reach out to them and tell them, hey, we need you to join The Vigilant. We got a goal here of getting all 50 states. So help me with that. The last thing is Jarrod Sergi next week. We got Thanksgiving coming up next week, so we have an early scrap. Hope you guys have a wonderful Turkey Day. Remember to fresh air calibrate yourselves. Faith, family, and friends. The big three. Other than that, I hope the tone stays silent. Unless it's burning. Stay safe out there, everybody. I will see you on the 26th.